What's going on, fellas? Midweek session, Work Hard Wednesday, June 25th, 2014. Me, S, Pizzo, Ray, Will, Mick. It's been a long time since the majority of us have been on a meeting, a hangout in a while. And, due to work and other responsibilities that we have to take care of, hopefully we've been keeping up with the hangouts or just keeping ourselves informed with what's going on. Here goes the thing: when we think about year one and what we've accomplished, yeah, it's cool. We came across something in marketing yesterday. I want to read it to you guys because I think it would be very beneficial for us moving forward and going into year two. And if you guys haven't got a chance to go over ruthless marketing, I'd suggest you guys do it. I mean, there's a lot of great insight and tips in there that you can benefit from. But the one that I want to bring up, it was that caught me and Will's attention last night. It was 154, and what it said in 154, it said, "Any fool can make money in a good market when everything is working in your favor. But when markets change and dry up, that's when you come face to face with the brutal reality of business. That's when you learn all of the really great lessons." And if I could read it just one more time: any fool can make money in a good market when everything is working in your favor, but when markets change and dry up, that's when you come face to face with the brutal reality of business. That's when you learn all of the really great lessons. The reason why that caught our attention is for the simple fact that we could bring up we could reference Steve Jobs, right? When he was talking about stay foolish, and that's when they talk about any fool can make money in a good market when everything is in their favor. It's not a derogatory term. It's those people that are like us personally. We're hungry. We desire to bring change. We desire to do things that we set our mind to, right? And that's real, honest foolishness, because while everybody is saying this and that, we're saying to ourselves, forget that. We're going after this. That's what they're talking about here. Us personally, you look at the success we've experienced over the past 12 months, and you're saying to yourself, how did we, like we always talk about, how were we able to do this? How were we able to accomplish it? And you know why? It was because we stayed foolish. We didn't buy into the haters, the doubters, the people that said that we couldn't do what we were able to do. We didn't buy into that. We bought into what we were selling, and that's what made us thrive and succeed from June 21st of 2013 to June 21st of 2014. A lot of people can't say that they made it through a whole year of sales in the beverage industry, but we were one of them. Why is that? Because we stayed foolish. We stayed hungry. Um, Here goes the thing. Going into year two, we can't expect to continue to think or be arrogant and cocky that we can duplicate the same success if we don't come to meetings, if we don't stay in communication, if we don't stay on top of the things that we are given, which is our responsibilities to take care of whatever division that we're in. Um, it doesn't. This thing doesn't work without all of us. We like right now, like to me personally, this thing is if you guys have, I know we've all seen like cartoons, and when the dam is about to break and they're putting their fingers in the little holes like this. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, and they're trying to stop the dam from just bursting. That's how I feel right now, because okay, Geller is, he comes in and out and he'll help out every here and there, and then all of us, Ray is kind of in and out, and he'll come back here and there, and here goes me. I'm like this. Oh, let me put my finger in there. Oh, let me put my finger in there. Oh, let me plug that hole right there. And that's if we're going to be able to make anything of this, like really bring this dream to reality. I can't be the one to continue to plug the holes. S can't be the one to continue to plug the holes. Mick can't be the one. Will can't be the one. Pizzo can't be the one to plug the holes. Like that, if we're gonna continue to do that, you know what happens? We become stagnant. And instead of us handling our responsibilities and being able to focus in on that and bring new ideas to the table so that we can grow this company, what are we going to do? We're going to end up like a lot of businesses that stay on a certain level, that can't get over the hump, that can't do double what they did in their first year. You know why? Because everybody's not playing their position. It's the honest truth. I'm not trying to point any fingers at anybody, but we have to accept the fact that we're slacking. You know, if we look at the how this thing, how we went into 2014 with trying to reach what we set out to do, and when we did it, we said, yeah, cool, pat ourselves on the back, and pretty much we wrote it out. Like the latter part of it, we just wrote it out off of the momentum. Now, in order for us to keep this momentum going, what do we do? Just like in this ruthless marketing, it says you have to go back to what got those people to fall in love with you from the beginning. You have to get back to those basics. You have to continue to pound that message in, that core message of dare to turn your dream into reality, showing them the process, showing them that we're everyday people just like you, but we're still going after something that means so much to us. It's a personal challenge, not only to oneself, but to everybody in this group. And not only to that, but everybody that believes in daring to turn a dream into reality, everybody that says, you know what, I'm going to go against what people may say, and I'm going to go after what I believe in, what God gave me, what he put me on this earth to do. That's what this thing is all about. I mean, if we're going to be able to continue on this path, a lot of the things that we did just to get here, like the latter part of it, it's not going to work come year two. It won't, because of the fact that there's so much going on now. There's so many more steps that we definitely need to take in order to get to a successful year two. 66%, like I said in that quote or in that text, that after the quote that Mick put out, 66% of businesses fail within year two. What are we going to do about it? The numbers, if you continue to keep those numbers in front of you and you say to yourself, man, I don't want to become a statistic. I want to play my part. I want to do what I have to do in order for us to get there. A lot of the things that we do on a regular, everyday basis, we're going to have to cancel out one way or another. One way or another. And here is what I need from each of you. Let's go back, rewind this tape real quick. When latter part of last year, and the communication was kind of still, it was on and off, and I had mentioned something. I said, wow, our S had brought it up. If Boog is feeling this way, where do we stand? Like, I was feeling a certain way, like, man, how can I be able to get to where I'm going if I'm not feeling challenged by people? If the members in my team aren't challenging me to become the best me, and I'm feeling a certain way where I'm slacking off, I'm not getting up as early, I'm not waking up, and S brought it to the light. Wow, where do we fit in this whole thing? If he's feeling that certain way, that cannot happen. The thing is, we have to listen to what everyone is saying in this circle in order for us to continue to play this thing out. I want to bring this up as well. Year one, it was a hype. It was the hype monster, right? Everyone's on the hype. Yeah, ooh, shoes. I've started a business before. Here we are. Look what we're doing. We won all these accounts. We sold all this product. We made this. We generated this amount of sales. All hype. Some people gassed out. Ran out, empty tank, gone. But some people are still here, still riding on E. Some people half a tank. Some people right there at a quarter of a tank. Whatever the case may be, that was all year one. Year two, we can't expect to do anything better than what we've done in year one if everybody's on E or everybody's on half a tank or somebody. Nah, we gotta surpass what we've accomplished. Because if we don't, once again, we just become a regular business. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a regular local business doing this, doing these delivery. But if we want to bring out the million in sales, we want that to come to pass. If we want this to be a 20, 30, 40, $50 million a year business, if we want that to come to pass, we have to spend more time at what we're doing here. We have to be more committed. We have to be more dedicated, because it doesn't just happen just because we want it to happen. No, it happens because of hard work. It happens because of communication. It happens because people bring ideas to this table, and we take care of the responsibilities that we need to in order to get to where we're going, and it frees up time for people like myself uh, in the position that I'm in to read the articles that I need to get the information and understanding that I need to pass it to you guys. It frees up marketing and the mind behind that to open up these new doors of how we want to attack. Set up these plans and then just go after it. It frees up, sales and what they want to do on their end, to lead this pack into go getting more accounts, to sign in accounts with more retailers. It frees up the minds of distribution and how do we get these accounts with distributors. How can we get into wholesalers? All these phases. If everyone is able to play their part a little better, you know what happens? Productivity. We know about that. Everybody else, we all get a chance to keep this thing going. Me personally, at the end of the day, I look at it this way: ain't nobody gonna get the finger pointed at it but me. I mean, we're all in this together, but the only one that's gonna get the finger pointed at is like, oh, he was the one who was leading the pack, and success and failure, it all rides on me. That's how I look at it. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that, hey, man, I can't handle it. But what I am saying is that all the research that we've done, what we've learned is that if you're not able to to give responsibilities to people, if you're not able to give them tasks and duties and trust in them to make smart moves are to the best of their ability and knowledge. If you don't trust in this, you know what happens? It's micromanagement. You'll never be able to grow. Perfect example. He runs a security company. If he was doing everything, oh man, I got to do this. There's no way if like he wouldn't. There's no way he could be able to put together teams to go out there and do what they have to do at specific clubs. All these clubs that that they've gained their accounts. There's no way he'd be able to do that if he was a micromanager. There's no way he would be able to make what the company would be able to make what they've made. There's no way he would be able to pay out his employees if he didn't have that trust in them to go out there and perform. That's why a business is able to grow, is because the trust that the top has for everybody else. If there is no trust, hey man, what happens? You'll never be able to get to the next level. It's not possible because there's too many things, too many responsibilities, there's too many things going on for one to just do it by himself. In the beginning, if you guys have noticed anything from June 21st to June 21st 13 to June 21st 14, if you have paid attention throughout the whole process of sales operations, you guys would notice that how effective we were when we had 7 minds, when we had 7 people running with this thing. How less effective when we have 6. How less effective when we have 5. How less effective when we have 4. How less effective when we have 3 and sometimes even 2 people just trying to make this thing work, because that's pretty much how things have been happening. Little by little, somebody just gets knocked out, like fully. You don't have to, somebody gets knocked out of it. And it's not because of everything that's going on. It's free will. Free will to want to do whatever they want to do. This was too much for one to take in. And then you see when somebody is just trying to do everything at once, it's not as effective. You don't get the same feel for everything when you're trying to take care of so many responsibilities. You're not able to get into the thick of it, make the certain connections that you need in order to grow the company. Me personally, I just share my story. I don't read as many articles. I haven't read as many um, books that I would want to read. It's a lot of catching up on the back end with taking care of all the responsibilities with keeping track of sales and accounting, um, budgeting, bills, all these things that we're keeping track of on that end. I haven't been able to just sit back and think, what is the next step? Everything is fast because why? Because there's more responsibilities that we need to take care of, whether it's going out there and doing what we need to do on that end, servicing, sampling, uh, you know, and taking care of the retailers on that end, and then coming back in, trying to make phone calls, trying to see where these loans are, trying to make these connections, trying to grow the network, trying to find out where the hell is this going to come from? This capital going to come from? There's so many things that you guys don't see me go through personally on a regular basis because it's a whole lot to deal with. And if we picked up a little bit from on each of our ends, just imagine what we're able to see. We always go back to what we read in Growthing. Just 10% equals 200% increase, 10% productivity. And if we want that, we have to put it in. I'm glad that we all made it here tonight because this is the thing. I want Ez to really tell his story about his journey because I feel it's powerful. The story itself is so powerful to me personally, and I learned so much from hearing from others and their experiences and their trials and tribulations, what they've been through to get to where they're going. And he's not even in the position that he wants to be in right now, but to stick it out, you guys got to hear this because that is the only way for me personally is how I'm able to do what I do effectively and want to continue on my journey is because of the stories that I've come across. And so with that being said, man, I want him to go in real quick, and I hope you guys heard me loud and clear about what we want to do for 2014 for this second year of sales. We definitely, we're going to get into the thick of it after his story as far as what we've accomplished, what we've generated. Go over those. We'll go over the budget of the team reunion, and I really just want you guys to understand if I want the best out of you, you got to want the best out of me. And you have to tell me every and any little thing that I may not be doing on my part. I can't stress that enough because if you guys aren't telling me what I need to work on, how am I going to get better? There's no way I could get better. This is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna be one of those guys on Restaurant Impossible or all these little shows that just think they know it all, and their business is gonna be, oh yeah, I've done this, I know this and that, and you know why? It's because nobody ever tells them what they need to work on. If you guys don't tell me what I need to work on, what I need to get better on, how can I do that? If I'm telling you guys, it's a one-sided thing where I'm just pointing finger, hey, you need to get on this, you need to be more effective here. That doesn't work because now it's like, man, fuck this nigga. I don't even get paid for this shit. What the fuck he talking about? Like, man, he getting on my case all day, every day, and that's what happens. I don't want that to happen, but for the simple fact that if we brothers, it can't just be one-sided. It has to be all the way around. Niggas need to get in each other's faces because if you really care about something, you're gonna get in somebody's face about something. And I want you guys to care as a little bit more because actions speak louder than words. If we're not talking about things, things die out. They fade away. It's here today, gone tomorrow. If we're not talking about things, we know how important communication is. We know what we need to do. The thing is, why aren't we doing it? And we really have to check ourselves, like real deal. We really have to look in that mirror. We can't just talk. We can't just say, oh man, I did enough for today. Nah, we can't. We have to do more. We have to be willing to put in something that's gonna cement this company for years to come. The hardest years are the beginning because nobody's getting paid in the beginning, and everybody's just like, oh man, what am I doing this for? Yeah, I dare to turn a dream into reality. That's cool. Yeah, I want to bring out the inner greatness in myself. Yeah, I want to grow and get to the next grade, next level every year. Yeah, that's all cool. But when it comes down to reality, and oh man, I just rather watch TV or play a video game or just surf the web all day. When it comes down to reality, oh man, I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed, I got all this other stuff. When you look at things like that, how easy is it for one to just say, man, fuck this shit? It's so easy. It's so easy. And if one is not really here fully in the heart and in your mind, what happens? You disappear. You go take a seat on the bench and you say, man, I really like playing, you know, the extra in my movie. I don't want to be the star no more because there's so many people looking at us thinking we're crazy and we're fools and yeah, they'll never get here. I don't want to be associated with them. We could go back to the Bible and how Paul, I don't know that dude. I don't know that dude. I don't know that dude 3 times because when you're cool, when you in the cool clique, everything is good. But when everybody is like, oh man, forget them dudes, then you start to say, oh man, it's just 7 of us, or for there it was just 12 of them. Oh man, they got the majority on their side. Let me just shave my beard here. Let me shave my hair off. I don't know these guys. Who are these guys? That's how things could happen, real deal. That's why the past is such a blessing because we get to learn from everything. You know what I mean? It's there for a reason. These stories are there for a reason. Our experience is there for a reason. So that we take all that in and we say, how do we do it better? How can we get better? How can we grow? How can we really be that greatest version of ourselves? You know what I mean? Everything that I give is for a reason. I don't want to waste my pearls on pigs because they'll trample all over it. Let me repeat that. I don't want to waste my pearls on pigs because they'll trample all over it. That's the scripture in the Bible. We got so little time to be wasting time, expecting to get something out of someone and they're not going to give it to us. We don't have the luxury of that. And I'm sorry, gentlemen, but if 2014 is going to be this year of, okay, we skated by, we skated by. We didn't even lift the pinky, and we did what we did in 2013. If we gonna have that same mentality, I can't deal with that. And it's right now it's too early to be canceling niggas out. But at the same time, I'd rather not deal with the headache of trying to get something out of someone that's not going to give me what I need. And I would hope that you guys would feel the same way. We can't be as lenient as we were in 2013 because if we do, this is what happens. Let me poke that hole in there. The dam is. Let me get that hole right there. The dam is gonna burst on us, and just like we were hot one day, we'll be cold the next day, and that product is off the shelf, and we're done. And then what happens? Those people all throughout the state of California don't get to experience Ooze Juice. Those people nationwide don't get to experience Ooze Juice. Our people back in the islands don't get to experience Ooze Juice. People on other continents don't get to experience Ooze Juice. They don't get to hear about the story. That's what's going to happen. Understand that what we got here, we were given by the grace of God. He opened up a door for us. He blessed us with opportunity. And he said, you know what? I believe in you guys. I could have picked anybody, over 7 billion people on this earth. I could have picked any 7. But I picked you guys. What are you going to do about it? Are you gonna be able to stick it out, to tough it up? Are you gonna be able to put in what I need you to put in and day out for my glory? Or are you gonna be selfish and say, you know what? God gives me opportunities every day, but I turn all of them down. I only pick and choose the ones I want to do because that's what it's going to be. If we let this thing fall, we were selfish. We're the selfish ones. We didn't do God justice, our Father, the dude that loves us no matter what, the dude that always makes a way. Not sometimes, always. The dude that's the same yesterday, today, and forever. We let him down. And I'm not with that personally because I don't like when people, misrepresent him. So for us personally, we have to find it somewhere deep in here. We got to pull that stuff out because the big man, he trusts us with something very special, and we got a great chance here to change this world, like real deal, to become a significant player in the beverage industry. There's a lot of beverages out there, but we have to be that one that say, you know what, if Red Bull could do it and they did it, why not us? If Coca-Cola could do it and they did it and they're still doing it, even though sales is in the tank, even though it's -2% sales all the time, they're fucking in every store. No one even buys this shit. Why is they thriving still? Why is they still here? Why is they raking in billions of dollars a year? And no one's even buying this shit. How is that? If these niggas could still weather the storm, if they only sold 25 bottles in their first year, look where they at today. What the fuck we sell? We didn't sell no 25 bottles. We sold over 3,600 cases in our first year. If that don't tell anybody nothing, I don't know what is. And once again, let me know if I'm wasting my time because we got too much work to do. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a solid core of people that's going to go out there and get it than to have a core where there's only a few people and everybody just want to sit in the car. Like, nah, we ain't trying to sit in the car. We trying to drive. Everybody should have that mentality. Nigga, I'm trying to drive. Real deal. If you don't have that mentality, man, we don't need no more passengers. We need drivers. Because it's a big world out there. And if we want to take it back and we say, man, we going against these sharks, we can't be no guppies. We have to be the sharks too. Well, we need to sharpen up our teeth. Because it's going to only get crazier from here on out. Because people are going to want so much more out of you. They did 107 in the first year. What are they going to do this year? They did this much in sales. What are they going to do this year? Almost 6 figures in sales in our first year. That is crazy. What are we going to do next year? That's over with. Okay, we did that. What do we want to do this year? What are we going to say to ourselves? You know what? We was really sleeping on this, and we almost did it. We almost did 6 figures in our first year, and we was sleeping at the wheel. Yeah, niggas was up sometimes, but still. What if we said to ourselves, okay, enough is enough. Hey, let's double that. Are you up for the challenge? You know what I mean? Are you up for the challenge? If we aren't, we could easily do same numbers. It's going to take a lot of work, though. But if we want to do more, even better things, if we want to say to ourselves the never-ending boost is how far one is willing to go to achieve what is manifested in the mind, if we're about that, oh man, we could do some great things here. But if we ain't about that, we're comfortable, we like, okay, what we've done, and we want to continue to say, you know what, we'll just get a little bit better this year. We'll just do what we did last year and just, step it up a little bit. Then what are you going to get? You're just going to get a little bit more. We don't want that. We want more. We want more. Let's get to S right now, man. I want you guys to really feel this, man, because me personally, I feel it. And it's very important that I waited for you guys, for everyone to get here because of this. It's important that you guys hear what he has to say, take it in, and heed. Heed, because there's a lot of things that we can learn from this. Go ahead, Uz.
Yeah, man. So as far as just the story on security, this is about I'd say I'm between 15 and 16 years right now, going into my 16th year of just doing security. When I first came onto the scene, I was young, just like us. Our first year, second year, the beginning years, I was excited about it. I was learning something new, and I became good at it. I really understood what it took to run venues, and as I did that, I started moving up the ranks. I was at a general security making $15 an hour, and I ended up moving up to being a head of security slash account manager. And the guy I was working for, he as I started to see more and more things, he started to be more cautious of what he allowed me to see. And it's just because, once I started to get the information and the knowledge that, man, you could be doing this, which was what I was doing. Everything that I was doing was basically the same thing that this other guy did. And that's how he got to the top, which is, be the best at my job at hand, but also go a step further to provide better customer service by, really paying attention to what's going on with management, what's going on with the particular venue. And so, I was promised a lot of things, and I kept waiting around. I was back and forth. Just got out of college, or I was in the beginning. I started right before I went to college, and so I was back and forth in those times. And as I graduated college, I actually, started working for this guy regularly, and it took me about, I'll say, 5 years or so to, really understand the industry, and not only that, see where I really fit in at. And again, everything I was doing for the company, this guy was making 10 times the amount, 20, maybe 100 times the amount, we would make as general security because of what he did. And I did the same exact thing, which was go out, sign accounts, train teams, and manage them. And by me doing the same thing, I started to feel, like, why am I not getting paid as much as everyone else? And I guess you could say, again, I didn't get paid for what I was worth, just like we're talking about right now. With Ooze Juice, we're not getting paid. But I just kept sticking in there. Why? Because for me, over the long run, the thing that I appreciate, and again, this guy, he basically played me. He told me he would help. I would be making this amount of money, and I would be doing this and that. He's going to sign me as a partner. It never happened. And so once I got smart, I left, and I joined, with another guy that, he had his license, supposed to be family, friends that, we grew up with, and, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. And so same thing with him. I had this connection where, because I learned the industry, I was able to go out and do the same thing and duplicate what I did for this other guy. And for me, I started to think to myself, like, this guy's over here. I was in business with him for about a year and a half or so, and numbers didn't add up for me. I'm the one signing the accounts, negotiating the contracts, all of these things, and the numbers weren't adding up. Yet this guy, same as the guy before, was sitting back pretty, at cars, this and that, and I just kept telling myself, like, why you keep doing this? You know exactly what to do. This is pretty much, you did this. And so, I ended up leaving this guy. And when I left this guy, though, I left him with 6 clubs that I signed. And I just told him, I was like, at the end of the day, I'm the one who built this company the same way I built the previous company. And it was all through my work ethic, all through, how I conducted myself on the job, and how I paid attention to the job. And so at the end of the day, here I come, I'm in the same situation, getting done wrong, feeling like, being disrespected and not compensated for what I really, the job I was really doing. And the thing about it is, the way I looked at it was, I wanted to give, everything back into the company, because that's what I was about. I was about building the company. And so when this guy did this to me, I ended up leaving, and I just told him, I said, hey, it is what it is, water off a duck's back, pretty much. You understand what's happening. You played me, and I understand it as well. But I was more so, always trying to find the best in people, always trying to see the best in people. Well, every time I kept getting smarter. And so as I kept getting smarter, now things are working in my favor the way, right now, to where I am the boss and things do go through me. All the money that was brought in, I did it, and so I I had to look at it in the sense of, yeah, I didn't get compensated all those years, but I got something way more out of it than money. And what did I get out of it more than money? It's the experience. I was able to understand the industry to where right now, man, a lot of all the accounts that I have, nobody can mess that up but me. And hands down, I'm not gonna mess it up. Yeah, my teams, it goes back to Bugs talking about I had to trust certain people, and I do, and that they're not always right. I'm not always right, but again, it's understanding what I'm doing in the industry, and understanding how much leeway I can give people, how much trust I can give them, and just doing that, working it. But I think I would say that out of this 15 going to 16 years that I've been doing this, this industry, working in this industry, I have learned a lot. And I've learned a lot to the point where now I'm doing things outside of just security. Now I'm promoting and hosting parties. Uh, I'm consulting other businesses on who they shouldn't, book as a promoter or as a DJ, because I understand the industry and to my expertise, I know how to run every party there is because I've done all of them. And so I might not have gotten paid in the beginning of this thing. I might not have, you know, um, I might have got screwed over, by all these guys. But at the end of the day, again, it's the experience that counts. And what Boog is talking about earlier, all these things that we've done is what's got us to where we're at now. And everything that I've done for security has got me to where I'm at now. And it could all go away easily if we don't continue to do the same things that got us here. Which for me in the security aspect is, day in and day out, I take my job very seriously. I work I work on holidays. I work on my birthday. All these things that I've done in the beginning of my career is, and again, the most important thing wasn't being compensated, with money. It was more so the experience, because now I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet and say, hey, you did this for this company, you did it for the next company, instead of doing it for, all these other people, I'm doing it is paying, and but many fell out of it no more, forget it. And it was just because of the little things like, conversations with you guys. When I look at our team, it's like here we are talking about dare to turn your dream into reality. All the things dictate, go how long we go. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to who's going to keep pushing, who's going to keep, plugging away at what their dreams are, because nobody's going to get it to you but you. So, I take that on my shoulders as well. And, again, I use what you guys, I use you guys as motivation as well. I mean, I'm the oldest, after Pi, I'm the oldest of this group. And, I put it on my shoulders that if you guys are, if you guys are following along in my footsteps in any ways, You know, if you look up to me for inspiration, like I can't let you guys down. And you know, so I take care of my first business, and I do my best on the second business, which is Ooze Juice. And I try my best to play my part the best I can, and that's exactly, you know, how I grew in this security industry. Is I just did what I was good at, you know, to the T. I try my best to play that part because, you know, we all have a role, and even me with owning the company, you know, now, and having about 30 to 35 employees, like even me, I can't, how do you say it? It's bigger than me. You know, this security industry, this company is bigger than me because I if I don't do my job, then some of those people suffer. The 30 to 35 people. You know, if I'm not out there selling and continuing to uh, sign accounts, then it hurts everybody because now I just so one of the accounts they're shut down for right now. Alibi. They haven't been doing really well and promoting, and they're shut down now. Well, what am I doing about it? Because I had guys working there. Now they're not. You know, now there's no hours there right now. Well, I'm going out of my way to get promoters together to bring them in, so that these guys can have a job still. And that's what it really is. You know, without it's not just me that has this industry or this. It's not just me powering, you know, this engine. It's not it. Yeah, I might be the driver, like Book said, and it all relates back to, you know, what we're doing right now. I'm not the only person driving, you know, this engine. There's other pieces within the engine that makes this engine work, which is my team, you know, my security, every team that I have out there, my head of securities and supervisors and general securities. Without them, I can't do what I do. You know what I mean? I would be stuck doing what they're doing, and therefore we would, like, you know, we would never grow. And so same thing, you know, what Boog's saying, and you know, I'll finish with this is that, you know, it takes all of us, no matter what. Yes, I was able to, you know, single-handedly bring in these accounts and manage them and train them and work them. But again, if I didn't have those people following along and helping me to work these accounts, being there to do the hours and making, you know, the decisions while I'm not there, this thing wouldn't work. And so, you know, same thing like Boog is talking about, you know, with us. We might not be getting paid right now, but think about the experience you guys are getting. You know, when it does come to that point where we do get paid, it right now I don't even look at my job in security as being a job like that. No, it's more so I'm so good at it that it is just that. It's okay, I put together a team and here's my solution. Now I'm sitting back and saying, okay, where's the weak points at? You know, I want to support those weak areas so that they're every area is strong. And I don't, just like, you know, Book's talking about, you know, you're poking holes in the dam to cover up, you know, so this thing doesn't break. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. It's all managing now. But again, you know, this thing doesn't work without all the parts working together. You know, and I just talk about, you know, like I said, Boog's talking about, you know, right now we're not getting paid, so it's just easy. But at the end of the day, even if we're not getting paid and you don't feel like, you know, oh man, I don't really mean anything, we're telling you guys you do. because of all of us, you know, really on it and doing our thing, then it lightens the load. And so instead of us just carrying this big old weight, we can distribute it to, you know, the parts. And just like that, like I said, the working engine. Boog might be driving this. You know, I might be driving this security industry, car, truck, train, whatever you want to call it. You know, but like you said, man, it's a big world. We need drivers to drive 24 hours, and ain't nobody doing that. So, you know what I mean? If Book falls asleep, we got to have the next driver ready. And when I fall asleep, then we got to have the next driver ready. When that person falls asleep, then and it's not like, oh, we can't jump back on. Of course, if we get some rest, we can jump right back on. But think about it. If we got all 7 of us driving, how many hours is that a day that we all drive? You know what I mean? Probably about 3 and some change, 3.2 or something like that, 3.1, somewhere around there. But if you think about it, that's you think of it in that sense. Like for me, I'm handing things off right now to guys that I put on the team for security, and I'm saying, hey, I need help. If I'm I'm most successful in selling and signing accounts and in putting organizing teams, then I need somebody else to help me with hiring and firing. I need someone else to help me with scheduling, and so they can take things off of my plate so that I can go and do what I do best, which is sales, which is training, and that's what it comes down to. Us splitting the time at the wheel, 3 hours, 3 hours and some change each. Man, that makes things a whole lot easier. A 3 hour, 3 to 4 hour shift, if you look at it, just look at it in job hours. A 3 to 4 hour shift is way easier than an 8-hour shift. And we got 7 people on this team that could drive this car. If we all put in the same amount of effort, everything will be a lot easier. We'll last longer. We'll go further. We'll have more energy. All the way around. And so, just to close it out with my experience in security, it was an experience that was the most rewarding thing I got from this industry is the experience, because right now, if things didn't work out, I know that I built it all up and I can build it again. And that's the same thing with us right here. We already know what we did last year, and if we did that last year, we can do it again this year. The only thing is we want to get better and better every time. So, don't worry about the pay, and we talk about it a lot because, it is tough, man. If we did have pay, then we wouldn't be as stressed out. We wouldn't be, feeling like, oh man, this is all in vain. And this is the upside of it, though. Once we do start getting paid, again, I love my job right now. Why? Because I don't feel like it's work. I put in so much time working it that everything is easy to me. So I'm just like, hey, this is what I control what I can control, and everything else, I work at it, because I can't control it anyways. But I just work at making things easier. And the same thing for you guys, in this journey, man, stay on it, because when we do get over that hill, we do get over that hump to where we are able to pay ourselves, man, you guys are going to feel exactly how I feel about the security industry. This is the best job ever because I'm not really doing much. I'm doing what we already did, what we already know how to do. And that's just go out there, talk to people, and tell them about our product. Just like, now I'm getting into the area of my security. People are calling me now. I don't even have to go out there that much anymore. People are calling like, oh, man, I need to, I want to set up a time. You come sit down and see what you guys got. Why? Because we're proven now. We're proven in the industry that our clubs are the safest. And so same thing with, working that, it took hard work to get there. And for us, people are starting to hear about us. People are starting to hear about Ooze Juice. And it is getting easier to go out and sell. It is getting easier to, sign accounts. But that's the thing is we got to keep on working it. Once we get to that point where we're getting paid for it, it isn't going to feel like a job. It's going to just feel like, oh, man, it's my everyday. So it took about 15 years to get to where I'm at. And, one of the significance that me and Book talked about is, nevertheless, I got here. You know what I mean? It took me 15 years, but I'm here. We're in our first year of Ooze Juice. What is year 15 going to look like? You know what I mean? That's kind of where we're at. Like, okay, we're still in the beginning, but it takes time. Anything great, anything great, takes time to build. So, man, stick in it, fellas. It took me a long time through many ups and downs, many times of thinking of quitting, but just sticking it out. Here I am. I'm able to really affect change in my family, and I'm only getting better. I'm only growing more. And that's where you guys are headed. If you guys don't stop, that's where this team Ooze Juice is headed. We will get there, with or without. You know what I mean? And it's like Book said, it's not put down. It's no disrespect, but we can't stop this engine from rolling, man, because it's way bigger than any of us. There's people out there, and we keep talking about it, man. Just like I put pride on myself that I have to keep these accounts up and running. Why? Because I got about 30 to 35 people that I'm putting food on the table for. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep these accounts up and running. Now I just lost. I could say that I lost it. I haven't lost it because, if there were something going on there, I'd be there. But because there's nothing going on, now 4 of my guys don't have a job. And it's sad, but again, I'm thinking about the 30 to 35. I'm thinking about the 6 venues and what they're going to do if we're not doing our job the best. How's their business going to be? There's more people riding on this thing than just me getting paid, me making money. It's a lot more. And just like us at Ooze Juice, there's a lot riding on this. If you really want to take it deeper, it really is beyond us. We got people in different areas, different states, different countries asking about Ooze Juice. We've inspired people all across the globe in a short amount of time, and they're looking up to us. Some of them, we're so inspiring to them, they've changed their lifestyles around because they've seen things that we've done. They see what we're doing, and that's why it's more important, for us to continue to do our best to be a part of this thing, do our best to, make it to the meetings, and again, play the part, play the role that we were given, because we need everybody. And yeah, man. So just know that this thing is bigger than us. We got people looking up to us all over the place. And again, if you take pride in that, that'll fuel your engine. That'll fuel, that'll keep that fire in you burning. That, man, I gotta get there. I have to, because we spoke about it, because we put our mouths on this thing. Like, hey, we're only as good as our word. And if we say we're going to be in these certain areas, well, it takes a lot. It takes double what we did, triple, quadruple, 10 times. We can go on and on how many this and that, but really it really takes us to be on point. It really takes us to, care about this thing because of that, because of those reasons. A lot of people are not only our families, and that's first and foremost. Our families are looking at us, let alone all these other people that we've inspired. And we can't let our word, we can't let our name fall to the ground. We can't misrepresent, like Book said, we can't misrepresent our God. He told us, we're telling everybody, yeah, he sent us. If he sent us, we win already. And you know what? Well, if we start backing off and we stop, doing the things that we know works and we know we should be doing, we're misrepresenting. And so, man, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot more riding on this than just us. And when we understand that in the scope of things, and you understand your role, it'll only get better. We gotta answer the call. We gotta do our parts, pretty much. So as far as security wise, again, it's funny because just mentioning, Bug, and we talked about, just talking about Ooze Juice and what we were able to accomplish in 1 year of business. And not only that, in this brand new industry, I look back at myself as well. And I told Bug this last week, or I think it was last week. I was like, damn, bro, we talk about Ooze Juice, and I'm so proud. Like, damn, we did 95K, this and that. And I looked back at myself and I was like, damn, Ooze, you did 500K. You know what I mean? In a year and a half of security. And, in the whole 2012, was it? I think it was in 2013. Last year, 2013, I did 500K in gross revenue in 1 year. And I looked at it like, damn, I didn't really trip off of it because, again, I'm not really crunching the numbers like that. I'm just, man, all I know is this is how much we're bringing in and this is how much I'm sending out. And what I sent out was about way over half of that. It was probably about, I think, 75 to 80% of what I brought in went out. And so that's the thing is, we think of that and we put that on I put that on my resume. Like, okay, I did that for my security team. What am I doing for Ooze Juice? And I compare and I contrast. Man, 500K. We did 500K last year in Ooze Juice. We'd be halfway to our mark of, of $1 million in sales. And that's how I compare things. I was like, damn, man, if I could do it here, I could do it there. We just got to figure out, I got to figure out how to. And so, hands down, I'm still fired up. I'm still excited about this thing. And I hope you guys continue to be. I hope you guys continue to stay, fired up, because if I did 500K in security and we did 95K in Ooze Juice, that's about, I almost did 6 million. I almost did, that's almost 600K right there. I almost did $1 million if you really look at it last year. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a part of both of these things. These are both of the companies that I own. And I almost did 600K. And so I look at it like that. And I also, again, I told Boogie this and Mick this. I said, if I'm the older brother, I have to be up there. I'm older than y'all. I got a little bit more years of experience and I should be there. So, man, if you guys take anything from it, take. I was consistent in the things, and even when I failed, again, know this, understand this, even when I failed and I felt like giving up, I found a way to push through, and here I am today. You know what I mean? Here I am. I own a successful business that is bringing in money to the point where, I'm having a hard time keeping up with how much money's coming in. Because, again, it's coming in. And so that's the good problem. We want to get to the point where there's a saying, about guys that are successful, and they're like, oh, man, that nigga's too busy counting his money. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't got time for anything else because he's too busy counting his money. I want to be having that problem. You know what I mean? I want us to have that problem. I want us to be so busy that for the most part, we're busy counting money. Why? Because there's so much coming in. You know what I mean? And that's just that's on the grand scheme of things. Like, yeah, you guys know what I do. You guys hear what I throw most of my money to my family. I throw most of my money at the things that I care about, and that's where I want to be at. I want to be able to make those power moves. I want to be able to make those moves because I feel like it, not because, it's needed or this, because I want to. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have enough to where if I do throw this amount of money at it, it doesn't affect me on my own personal life with my wife, my family. Like, that's where I want to be. That's success to me. Not having things to show, but having the wherewithal, having the ability to say, hey, I want to put money on that because I can. I want to do money. I want to do this because I can. Not because of, oh, man, we have to do this stuff because you know what I mean? Like, everything I do now, I want to do it because I want to do it. And if I don't do it, I want to make that decision, not because I don't have it, but because I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So if you guys take anything, again, take that. It takes time. It took me 15 years to be here in this position, but I kept plugging away, and we could all be exactly that in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, 15 years. We could all be that easily. So that was my story of security, man. You know, the experience alone is what got me to where I'm at. The experience was the most important lesson, was the most important attribute that I gained from this industry. Because if I could do it for them, I could do it for me. Easy.
There you have it. Real quick, 3 things. If you guys were paying attention to this story, he talked about patience. He talked about consistency. The third thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that we have never, I don't even know anybody, to be honest, to have 2 businesses functioning, operating, like we're doing it. This is what you guys get. If it's all about the experience, notice the little things that what we're doing. S right now, what he's doing in this company, it took him 15 years because he was trying to figure out the journey. What do I want to do? We right now with Oosh Juice, we're already, our mind was already set on what we needed to do. And that right there should tell you, okay, if it took him 15 years to get to where he's at right now, and he's still pushing, and we're only at year 1. Where are we going to be in the next 3 years? Where are we going to be in the next 5 years if we continue to be patient, if we continue to be consistent, learn from our stories, and this has to deal with all of us because we are a family, but appreciate the fact that we got 2 businesses. Appreciate the fact that you have brothers that are telling you, you know what? Why are you working for him? Go get your license. And I'm talking about Will. I've been telling you this from the gate. I'm talking about you know, Kay, he's not on here, but I told him from the gate. I'm talking about people that have these skills that have been doing it for so long where they could just cut out that other dude and really go after it themselves. Appreciate that fact because that should tell you that you have brothers that care about you and know that you have a gift as well and go after it. I mean, you know, of course, yeah, you might not want to do it your whole life, but just to have that. You know what I mean? Just to have that license, just to show, hey man, I got my, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. This journey of life. If we're taking away anything from it, look at where S is at as far as security, and look at what we're doing here, and we're saying, okay, that business is ahead of us, but we're looking at and we're through the experience, we're learning from the business. He's doing the same thing. He's gaining accounts. He's building his network. He's creating value with all the products. You know, that's our next step. Yeah, we have one product, but we need to create more products because you're not just going to survive on one product. But he's creating all these things, and we're taking away the things that we need to and implementing them here, and that's what it is. That's how I look at it. That's why I appreciate the story, because when you hear him talk about 30 to 35 employees, when you hear him talk about, man, if you need an opportunity, I can give you one. I could put you in the game. When you hear about a person that is saying to himself, I feel bad that these 4 people don't have jobs no more. I need to go out there and I need to figure something out because I have so much in my heart. I'm compelled to want to provide for these 4 people that are on my team. 30 to 35 people. We're looking on a grand scale of things. How many employees are we going to have come 15 years? You know what I mean? We're looking at how many people are we going to take care of? Because that's all the lessons that we've learned from the people before us. The people that gave us all the information that we have today as far as how you should value life, how you should love people, how you should treat people. Those are the things that we're taking away, and we're using them in business, and that's why so many people are affected because of that realness factor. Learn from everything going on here today. Learn that it does take time. Learn that, man. Let's start paying attention because we have a great opportunity here. We have a great thing going on here with two businesses that are successful.
Yeah.
How many there's so many businesses out there that didn't do 96K. There's so many businesses that won't even reach 500K in a year. But we did it, and this is from us. We did that. So if we're saying to ourselves, man, we did this and we weren't even doing 65 on the highway, well, you better start pushing on the gas more because I want to see what we gonna bring out of us.
Yeah.
Challenge yourselves, like real deal. Challenge yourselves. Say to yourself, man, I see some great things come this next year. What are we gonna do about it? With that being said, man, like I said, man, all of you guys, me and S, we do a lot of talking in this for a reason because we have so much to give. You guys need to get on that same hype where you're giving back. You know, not just receiving, but giving back. How you give back? By opening up your mouth. You guys got a lot of things going on in your mind as well that you can bring to the table. I need to see a lot more of that because it's through the conversations. It's through the chats. It's through this that gets us to where we got to go. We do a lot of talking, and it's for a reason, because we have to hear what's going on inside. If we don't let that out, then what happens? You got all these dudes just, oh man, them dudes they just talk all the time, and it's not like that, man. You guys got something to bring to the table. Bring it to the table. You guys got a mouth. You got your word is just as valid as ours. Everything, like how we do things. Sometimes a decision is made because it just has to be made. But majority of the time, the decisions are made with what? Everybody at the round table, right? That's how what does that say to you? That your word is just as valid as mine. There is no person on a higher pedestal here. Everybody is on the same playing field, so you guys need to act like it. When I talk about you guys are CEOs because you guys are running and managing your families, you're taking care of business, act like it. You a CEO, man. That's just a title, but we've been doing this. Act like it, man. Let's stop being scared, like real deal. Let's stop being scared. The journey has already hit us. We already jumped off. Let's stop being scared. Let's go after it, like real deal. You know what I mean?
Another thing too is you guys are CEOs. We all own this company. Me and Book can't stress it enough. Yeah, Book is our leader. He's put in place to be the leader, but we all know we all own this company. The same way, all these decisions, the major decisions have been made. It's been made with a consensus. It wasn't just, Book called me up and I said yeah, or Book called Book Mick or whoever, Will or Ray up, and they made a decision. No, things were brought to the table. We talked about it. We talked about the possibilities and the ups and downs and negatives, all of that, and then we made a decision. Before Book ends, moves on, I wanted to point something out as well, is that it took me 15 years to figure this industry out. Security. It took me 15 years to really figure it out. The difference between us and Oos Juice is that we know where we're going. You know what I mean? It's like that group that they wandered around Egypt for 40 years. Why? Because they didn't know where they was going. They didn't know where they were going. They wandered around for 40 years, and it only took a year to travel from where they were going, from wherever, or I think it was only like a few months or something travel. I'm not quite sure history-wise, but really it's like saying, okay, huh?
I think it was 11 days.
Oh yeah, 11 days. There you go. It was an 11-day journey. You know what I mean? But it took them 40 years to figure it out because they didn't know where they was going. And you look back and you look at our journey and you compare it again. Okay, it took me 15 years because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on. But with us, with Oos Juice, every time we meet on a Wednesday, Every time we meet on Friday, every time we meet Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Fridays, every time we meet, every time we come together for a sampling event, we know where we're going. It prepares us even more of what we need to be doing. We know. And so it shouldn't take us 15 years to get to where we want to be at. We should get there faster, if anything, half the time. You know, why? Because we know where we're going. And so use all these things, man, that we got working for us. You know what I mean? You've heard my story and how long it took me to be here, but use these things. Again, we know where we're going, so we should get there faster. And we'll get there even more faster if we all continue to put in as much as we can. You know, again, I see it as, we talked about it, 3 to 5 years. It could be faster, though. It really could. So.
All right, cool. Moving forward, I mean, if you guys got anything to bring out to put on the table before I move forward, let us know right now, and before we just jump in to anything.
I just got one more thing, just on on fear to bring things to the table. Man, you guys will see me get shut down over and over and over about the little ideas I have, or I got these ideas and I'm excited. I'll throw it out there. Get shut down. But that doesn't stop me from being excited and thinking of more things. Why? There's a million different ideas that we can use to be successful. Just like there's a million that are unsuccessful. And so the only way we're going to find out which ones are successful and which ones aren't is if we bring it to the table. So, man, take that, and whatever you guys got on your mind, man, we should know. It'll help us grow, man, whether you know it or not. Just like this, I just want to bring up, like Will did the little ice challenge, and he put a twist on it. And that's exactly what I text Book on Sunday. I was like, man, I got a different idea for this. Instead of people are just opting out to do the ice challenge, but this thing was really done to help create a way to donate, for people to just donate money. But people are just, they're going after it in that way, and I understand the significance. But in that sense, it's more of a fad thing. Like, people just want to do it for show, like, oh, I did that, whatever. But the real fight is donating money to cancer. That's the real fight. And so my idea was, to fill up a bucket full of empty Oosh Juice bottles and, show the ice, like, oh, I'm ready for this ice challenge. But set up another bucket full of Oosh Juice bottles, and similar to what Will did, have some money or whatever. I was going to have money, but I was just going to dunk the whole bucket of empty Oosh Juice bottles on somebody, and then just come up out of it like, oh man, $100 relay for life, something like that. But to really just, that's what it's for. It's about donating, okay? Or even if you did the ice challenge, still donate $100. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's really about. So that's the thing I was just kind of talking about. Will, you did it. And that's a great idea. It really is. And, a lot of those things, man, we need to bring to the table, because we could have did it on a bigger scale, I mean, that was great. Now I have to figure out, because I want it to really be about donating. And so what I decided to do, well, I'm taking money from this other company that we own called ISE, and I'm going to donate $700 on behalf of the entire Oosh Juice thing, because I ain't finna get wet. I'm cool. So each one of our members, I'm gonna donate $100.
So you don't have to do it, right?
I'm just being real. Like, hey, I accept your ice challenge. Here you go, $700 from each of us at Oosh Juice. You know what I mean? And another thing too, it symbolizes, man, like, okay, you might not be here, but that doesn't mean you're not connected to the team. You know what I mean? Just because there's only 6 of us on here, that don't mean I'm gonna be like $600. Yeah. Nah, there's 7 of us on this team.
Just because you don't see me all the time don't mean I'm do 650.
650?
Half of the year, that means you're only gonna donate 50 for me.
Yeah.
6.25.
Hey, hey, real quick, that just gave me an idea. Like, get 100 ones. You dump 100 ones on you. Everyone dump 100 ones on themselves, and we'll post it up for Friday.
Yeah. You're like, well, we're donating 100 right there.
Yeah.
That's how you get wet.
Yeah.
Oh, this money feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good.
So,
Hella people's calling us now, so.
What happened?
I said hella people's starting to call the entire team out, so.
Yeah. Cause like Will was the first one. I still haven't seen people, do money or donate money, and we were the first ones. So on Friday, we'll do that. And I was telling Will earlier, I was like, man, it'd be hella funny if we like did the same thing but dump money, and we started playing that Samoan song. Just started doing the scene.
And this could be challenge number 2. Really donate to the charity.
Yeah. But yeah, that was some ideas. But yeah, let's do that for Friday though.
So we all got to film ourselves getting dunked with water. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna show the money. I'm just gonna show somebody throwing all the stuff over me.
Yeah. $100 a one.
You know, my comment, or you can write it in the comment. Really, we just donated. All right.
All together.
I'm gonna have somebody make it rain on me.
Play that song that rain on me, rain on me. Yeah.
Oh, what did you picture too?
Polygrip.
Oh yeah. It's brand new.
Polygrip.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I thought about dumping the water on me after. I was like, man, I already got it. I was like, hell no, that's hella cold. It's like, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, that shit was cold today.
The people that did the ice challenge, they should have been donating the money that they spent on ice and water.
Ice is free. Water's free.
All right, yeah.
Water.
So,
We got a drought in California. Niggas is wasting water and shit.
yeah, anybody before we move forward? Or?
Like real quick, I just want to say, man, yeah, what I feel, especially when Boog, goes in on us like this, it's more like embarrassed, like, man, like what are you doing? Like you squandering this opportunity and stuff, like. And when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I had to get a job. I was in a tight spot, but when it all comes down to is choices. You have that choice, like. I could have stuck it out and waited longer to find a job that coincides with my meetings and stuff. Like that's a mistake I made. Hey, to be honest, it backfired anyway because I worked for these fools for a month and I ain't got a paycheck. So I'm like, come on, what's going on? But, like when we talk about the money thing and like the money from from Oos Juice, I just don't want you guys to think that, me personally, I'm thinking like that, because I'm not. I understand, this is a process, and I'm so happy to hear S's story about experience. You gain an experience, and, I've said it since day one. The number one for me is the experience to be able to work with my brothers. That's like, I could never get that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes me, truly happy, is to be able to get on here. I'm 2 states away, and I want to feel like, man, I can see my brothers whenever I want. I just get on the laptop and hit a button. I'm right there, and I just want to say that I am committed, and I understand. I want you guys to know that I take responsibility, and I understand that me personally, now, this is me personally, I need to step it up, and I want to step it up. I just want you guys to know that I want to step it up, and talking is talking, and actions is action. So just know that, if there's ever a time where you feel like, man, I need this from Ray, hit me, cause I'm in. I'm all in. I'm committed. I love you guys. I love this business. I love this. I love this opportunity we have, and I just want you to apologize on the lack of my professionalism and stuff like that, and just know that, hey, it's let's start from today, and let's see what happens, because I'm not giving up, and my spot's not getting taken. So other than that, I'm gonna need that number to that other business for Friday, so I can grab that 100. But shit, I love y'all. Let's do the damn thing for real.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, the only reason, here goes the thing, just to clear the air. The only reason why I bring up the money thing is for the simple fact that that's why a lot of people would easily, hey man, I ain't getting paid, and it's not to say that everybody's in it for the money, or the foreseeable future when that does come in, that's everyone's in it for that, but that's what I want to just keep in perspective. No, I mean, I know your guys' hearts, and I know that if it was about the money, obviously you wouldn't be here today. No one would be here today, and that's the thing. When it comes to business, we have to make the decisions that are going to be best for us, and the business of business and the business of life. When you guys go out there, and I tell you guys from the gate, you guys need you guys need jobs. The reason why, you guys got families to take care of. You guys need to take care of those responsibilities. Me personally, I have to be committed to this 24 hours, because there's no way this will work if I had another job. It wouldn't work. You know why? It's because there's too much at stake early on. It needs my full attention. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be cared for. It needs to be, grown. A little quote that a lady gave me yesterday. She said, when you plant a seed, you can't water it like it's a 300-year oak. No, you can't. You have to nurture it. You have to grow for it. You have to provide for it in order for it to get to that 300-year oak. There's different phases in the process that we have to understand, and that's why I have to. This is what I do, what I'm committed to, and that's why I put everything on my back, because I know that if I'm trying to get somewhere for us, then I have to take this route. You know what I mean? I can't give up my time to something, because what does that do for me personally? It's not going to get us there faster. Have to be committed to this 24 hours, have to do what I have to do, because my mind is thinking like S right now. I have 7 brothers, 7 of us all together, and if we're going to get there, I need to do what I need to do right here. Yes, you guys, don't give up your day jobs and whatnot. You guys need that income, and until we find that way, whether it's through loans or getting these unsecured lines of credit where it's just a substantial amount of capital, where we can say, you know what, hey, whatever I got paid a month, whatever I get paid a month, I can deal with that. Whatever I get paid a year, we can set that to the side. I mean, because these are the plans that I'm thinking when we do get this capital. For you guys to give up your jobs, that's what's already in my mind. I want to pay you exactly what you were getting paid each month and yearly. I want to, so you can be able to do what you need to do and feel comfortable with it, until we get to that next step where we're saying, okay, we did that. Now we have enough where it's time for the next level. But that's all on my mind, and never, it's not about me pointing anybody out about money. It's not about that. It's just the facts. People are going to do things differently when they get paid. People are going to, and they're going to do different things when they're not getting paid. I mean, that's just human nature. Other than that, let me get right into our budget for the team reunion. And I just want to show you guys what we did this year. So we had some help from. What was that?
I said I found the other receipt you can add to it if you want right now.
Oh, okay. Let me run through this real quick, and then the additional one after. But so this year's team reunion budget and expenses. Obviously, you guys can see there the entertainment cost us $1,295. The games to you, which was the hamster balls, special memories, the petting zoo, and the photo booth expenses. Then we go to food and miscellaneous, and as you can see, I just separated them all from the stores that we went to: Save Mart, Walmart, Rancho Grocery Outlet, Dollar Tree, Grand Dollar Store, Smart and Final, Lola's Cuisine, Steve's Asian Market, Asian Pacific Market, and yeah, we got all those expenses right there. I'll send this all out to you guys as well. And then the last one was, or the last couple was the shirts. We spent $948 on that, and then the graduates, we gave them $200 a piece, and the total came out to $3,981.02. And then S has some receipts that he paid for, like for the balloons and whatnot, the sacks. So we'll add onto that, and we're looking at probably $4,000. So we spent an extra $2,000 from last year. Our budget went up a couple grand, but it's still good. We're under $5,000. And we did a lot. So that's when I always talk to these guys and everyone, I said, man, look what we're able to do on a small budget. Just imagine when we get a $10,000. Just imagine when we get a $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 budget to really play around with some stuff. This right here is gonna be like, dang, and it's, once again, it's a part of the process of us learning how to manage with little to nothing. Little budgets is gonna help us out in the long run. Not having, the money to just throw it out there at everything, but just learning how to, deal within your means and know what you can and can't do. And for the most part, everyone that I've heard from, especially from the kids, this was the best one by far. The best one by far. And so when I hear that from the kids, that really excites me, and it makes me proud, because we did our job. We put a smile on their face, and we made it memorable where that memory can last a lifetime. And that is what this whole team reunion is about, and us coming together. Me and S, we have these kind of talks all the time about, even with last year, are we going to do it? And then even with this year, are we going to do the next one? And we always have to come back to why we did it in the first place, and it was for those kids. And if we always keep that in perspective, and we say, you know what, it's not about us. It's not about the grown-ups or what they didn't give. And when I say give, I'm not talking about money, but I'm talking about themselves, their time. And who cares about that? Because if it's all about these kids, then that's what we got to stay focused on, because they're only going to continue to get older, and we only want to get better at what we do here. And the only way we're going to show them that, this, as long as we continue to keep this thing alive and fresh and keep on doing a little bit more each year as far as getting better, those kids are going to take this and run with it, and it's going to help them. Because when we go and fade out of the picture, what are we doing? We're passing on things to them for the next generation. And that's what it's about. If we want to continue to keep our families together, and not only that, but our extended families, we have to always keep this door open, because of the impact that it will have on future generations. And that's why this team reunion was created. It's because of that. So look at what we did. Pretty much $4,000, we can say, and we had great turnout. We had a great turnout because we did what we had to do. that was that. Now I want to get to this next one, which is sales. It's Work Hard Wednesday, and what I wanted to do was bring up the fact on what we actually generated from June 21st to this June 21st, a whole years of operations. If I know it's pretty small there, but what we were able to generate as far as sales, we generated $96,370.82, and we've sold 3,646 cases and 5 units of product in 1 year. Now the challenge is this, right? Because we definitely, it's already 6, we're going on 7 months. The challenge is the direct-to-consumer sales. Because without direct-to-consumer sales, the numbers that we have so far that we've generated, we will only probably see around 72K, if that, without direct-to-consumer sales. Now we definitely need to do a lot more as far as getting this online services up and running. We talked about a few events that we want to look into last night with marketing, and if we really went hard from August and September. So if you're saying we only got 2 real solid months of direct-to-consumer sales, what about if we had July? What about if we had August, September, October, November? And we just finished the whole year full with retail sales and direct-to-consumer sales. What is that going to do? That gives us an opportunity to not only match the 96K, but to double that, to triple that. That is what's on our plate here. If we want it, we have to go get it. It's not going to come to us. We have to go get it, and that's my challenge to not only sales but marketing and distribution, all of these things, all of these divisions. I want you guys to understand that another thing that me and Will came across last night for the marketing. Let me bring it up real quick. It said where is it? Oh, right here. It says 161, the 3 areas of every business. Number 1, the products or services they provide. Number 2, the management that keeps it all organized and running smoothly. And number 3, the marketing that brings in all the money and profits. Notice it didn't say sales, it says marketing. That brings in all the money and profits. The sales, they're the go-getter. They go out there and they win the accounts, and then they're thinking about how do we make these connections, network, and then the marketing comes in with the hammer, and when they bring in all the money and profits. And just let's throw out the example. You wonder why they got the POS materials up there. You wonder why they got the advertisements on TV, the radio advertisements, everything that we went through in our PowerPoints, all of those things, because why? It's the marketing that brings in. When you have something that's consistently in your face day in and day out, telling you, go buy this product, this product is no good for you, but it's still in your face. What happens? Because it's convenient, you go out there and buy it. No matter how many stories we heard about McDonald's, we're still eating McDonald's. No matter how many stories we heard about Gatorade, niggas are still drinking Gatorade. And that's the thing, because it's in your face, and it's because of the marketing. Keep that in mind. What do you guys want to do? What's the plan, sales team? Do you guys want to match the $96,370.82 that we did? Or do you want to double it? Or do you want more? And you say, you know what? We told Boog that we wanted to get $1 million in 2 years. Well, that's what we're going after. The thing is here, it takes a lot more commitment. It takes a lot more time reaching out, trying to make these connections, trying to, reach out to distribution and saying, hey, man, how many cold calls do we need a day? Who the hell can we team up with and get our product to them and start pushing it as wholesalers? Because look at one purchase order from any distribution company, any wholesaler, that right there is going to open up the floodgates, because no longer is it a case here and there. It's pallets, gentlemen, and we want to sell pallets. 102 cases out the gate. When you're selling like that, now you're saying it's 10, 20, 30, and then we get to where we're going that much quicker. But it takes what's not being said. That's what it takes. What's not being said. What are you? Everything I'm saying, it's you acting and you saying, I'm gonna drive now. I know what I have to do. He didn't have to tell me to do it. He didn't even have to say it. I'm driving. I know what I gotta do, and that's what matters. If you're saying to yourself, I have to take the wheel, that's what I'm looking for. We're all entrepreneurs here. I can't just say, I got the wheel 24/7, just like I said. If I go to sleep, somebody else get on. He could go to sleep, somebody else get on. But this is the mindset that you have to go in year 2, knowing that you guys spoke something, and if you want it to come into existence, if you want that million in sales to come into existence, what are you going to do to make that come to pass? What connections are you gonna make? What networking are you going to do? What position are you going to put yourself in to make sure that you done everything in your nature and your power to make this come to pass? It's not gonna come to us. We gotta go get it. 96K, man, that's big. Those two things I wanted to go over with you guys. As far as the budget, once again, it's all about budgeting in this. If we know what we're dealing with, if we have the data in front of us, that is going to show us what we need to do in the future. If we're keeping track of things, like right now, March, April, May, June, this is the second quarter. Second quarter is about to close. Let's stay on top of things, sales. Let's stay on top of what we put together. What we know what we should be doing, which is staying on these numbers, knowing that we have to meet our quota as far as second quarter is concerned, because the third quarter is coming up, knowing that we have to put ourselves in a better position as far as coming up with these ideas with marketing and distribution to be able to sell even more product this summer. What are we going to do about it? These are the things that we have to keep fresh in our mind and know that it's attack mode, because if you don't attack, you're going to, like I said before, we're not doing enough to get to 96K so far. We're doing enough just to get to 72. Do you guys want a lackluster performance year, or do you guys want to have an explosive year where you said, wow, if we did this in year 2, what's year 3 going to look like? That's the whole push of this journey. How far one is willing to go to achieve what is manifested in mind. That being said, I want to two things. Yesterday, I went to this business procurement thing. I was under the impression I was going to meet with buyers, and but it wasn't. I just met with people giving me advice about things. I made some connections though. It was a good part about it. I made some connections. A lot of people were interested in the product. Got some business cards, and then I gave them, the rundown and passed out some flyers to these people. Ran into some millionaires, like real deal. Ran into some millionaires, and here goes the ongoing. This is what the consensus says to me all the time, and I said this last night, and I say this all the time. Every time I talk to somebody, they say the same thing. You're on the right track. Keep on going. Not only did people enjoy the product, because I did give out some, there was people that actually bought the product. There was people that said, man, you know what? I was giving it to them for free, and they bought the product because of the fact that what I did, what I gave them, what we came up in marketing, right, last night. I want to read another one because this marketing is so powerful. It says right here, where is it? 156. A famous marketing guru said that the secret to writing a powerful sales letter is to imagine that someone has a gun to your head the entire time you're writing. And you must sell everyone you're writing to, or you're going to get killed. Famous marketing guru said that the secret to writing a powerful sales letter is to imagine that someone has a gun to your head the entire time you're writing. And you must sell to everyone, not just a few people, everyone you're writing to, or you're going to get killed. It was a speed dating setting where you only had that 30-second pitch to these people, and you got to give them your best shot. They put it in perspective. They said, man, if you were trying to work with a business for 6 years and a CEO got on the elevator, what are you going to tell them within that 30 seconds? What are you going to tell them? We've learned this a long time ago. That's why we practice so hard on what we had to say when we talk to retailers, when we talk to people on phones, when we go out there and we try to win accounts, we talk to the end consumer. What are we going to say that's going to just hit them in such a way? This was so powerful to me because it was just like this. I'm with other people that are right, you know, because there's a couple other people that are sitting at the same table that you are, and they're talking about, can I get a sample? Where is this product at? How, man, man, this sounds good already. I didn't even have to, just by hearing you talk, I'm already moved. Like this is what I'm talking about. Millionaires are saying, and it's the same thing that we continue to hear day in and day out when we get the opportunity to let people know about this product. Not only are regular people, everyday hard workers saying this, but we got those people that already made it. We got those people that are talking about, man, we've been doing $3 million in sales for the past 5 years. We're trying to get over the hump. What? $3 million is? They're trying to get over the hump, man. We're still looking for loans for this and that. This is the type of people I'm talking to. Oh man, we just closed a deal, 1.5 million. These are the type of people I'm talking to at this little thing, and I'm all these guys got suits and ties. The ladies are dressed in their dresses. I come in there, I didn't even shave. I come in there with a little polo, and I'm just like, you know, whatever. They're gonna remember me regardless. They're going to say who that dude is, because a lot of people are coming up to me like, what do you do? Whose company are you from? Like, I'm saying, this is my company. This is us right here. And this right here, all of this, the appearance, it drew people towards me. You know who drew? And not only that, it was because he drew people towards me. Not just this. He was sending people towards me. I made some good connections, and another one was some guy. They're about to build some space stuff right here at the airport, where they talk about Marina is going to be like it's going to be the real life Star Wars, Star Trek, the future, where they're sending people into outer space, and it's starting right here in Marina. And he said, you know what? We still need to take stuff from Earth to outer space, and Oosh Juice is perfect for it. I'm saying, what? What are you talking about? For real?
Niggas trying to take us to outer space?
Huh?
They trying to make us the first beverage in outer space?
Yeah, dude, I mean, I was just tripping because I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you still need stuff from the Earth to go out there, and this juice would be perfect. I'm like, wow, what is this about? He gave me his card. He has his own little show on Channel 24. It's a little local channel. But the guy that produces the show, he wants to do like a platform of different other businesses. And he said, Oosh Juice. He said, what do you want? Would you mind being on TV? You want to be on TV? I said, yeah, why not? Cool. Randy got me the business card and said, yeah, this guy's looking for other types of business so he can just, you know, build his little thing up. And I was like, what the hell? And so I met that dude. Met another guy. He deals with POS material. He got some family in New Zealand. Loved the product, and once again made that connection because he has connections with shipping. And I'm saying to myself, wow, the guy. This is the last guy. One of the other guys I met. His name was Steven. I gave him the drink. I said, here, Steve. because he was the first dude I was sitting with in the first little session. And then I said, here you go, Steve, enjoy. And then once he drank it, and I went like this, I put the thumbs up. He was like, hey, he said, where's this drink at? I said, man, we're only in 107 locations from Monterey to the Bay Area. He said, why is not in Visalia, Fresno area? I said, man, we only have limited manpower. We're looking for the right channels. He said, give me a call. I said, what? He said, give me a call. I said, okay. I didn't even call him. He emails me today. He said, James, I really like your drink. What can I be a consultant or can I be a business partner? I haven't even responded to this dude, but these are the positions that we have to put ourselves in order to get this network of people that are out there so that we can get to the level that we want to get to. Now, I don't know what's to come of this, but I put myself in the position to maybe have something come of this and maybe nothing. But for the simple fact that I went out there and I didn't even have to go out there. But I went out there because I thought I was going to be speaking to some decision makers, and I end up networking, and who knows what's to become of this. Who knows? My next story, I talked to this lady. Her name is Cheryl. This is where we found out the information from her blog about distribution. I'm talking to her on the phone yesterday. Now, so many people, they can just try to keep on hammering their, whatever their services are. This is what we can offer you, this and that. I'm giving her the rundown about who we are, what we represent, what we stand for, what Oosh Juice is all about. This lady tells me straight up, after all the entrepreneurs she done dealt with, after all the multi-million-dollar businesses that she has dealt with and then even got them to that level, this is what she tells me. She says, you know what, James? This is not for you. You are too advanced so fast. You guys, what? Been only in 12 months? You got how many accounts? 107? You guys almost did 6 figures in a year? With no history, no background in business, no connections, you do everything yourselves, this is not for you. This is a waste of your time. This is for people that are trying to find that greatness within them, that are trying to bring out, to have the boldness and go out there and win accounts and, learn how to talk to people. What you learn from a one session, you'll use that within 24 hours, and then you'll be waiting for the next 2 weeks for something that you're already too advanced for. When I heard that, and I'm saying to myself, what is this all about? When we say to ourselves, God, where you at? Where your voice at? When we're saying we can't hear God, He sends these people in our paths, and He's saying, I'm talking through them. They know a little bit more than you do. They have a little bit more information than you do. They have more connections and resources than you do, but yet they're telling you that continue to stay the course. Continue to stay consistent and persistent. Continue to take steps in that direction because you're on the right path. When I hear this, to me personally, it gives me goosebumps because I know when we say we're led by the one who sent us, there's no lie in that because of these people that have been there, done that, experienced success, and they're telling us everything that we're doing, we're on the right path. That's God right there. Continue to follow Him. Continue to follow me. That's what He's saying. If you continue to do your part, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to send these people because I know that they're going to get a rise out of you. Whatever it is that the conversation, because I was like, what is this whole conversation about? And it comes down to this. Yeah, James, this isn't for you, but we got another, we have one-on-one, and still, I could talk to you and be a mentor and this and that. It costs more. And I told her straight up, I said, man, let's just stop right here because we're not in the position to be giving up capital that we don't have. She said, that's right there. I know you're going to make it. I said, what? Because of the fact that you understand already. I don't know what it is, but the feeling that I get from you, like she was literally like man, I am glad that I got to talk to you today. I don't get to talk to so many people that have this passion just oozing out through the phone and just giving me chills and just making me appreciate what I do that much more because of people like you. You're going to get to where you're going. Here goes the thing, the tip, the advice I could give you. Take the reins off a little bit on all these smaller accounts and start focusing on the larger retailers. Go after them a lot harder because you know why? That is what's going to propel you to that next level. Oh yeah, continue to take care and service these accounts and do your things with sampling. Yeah, do that, but spend a little bit more time on these larger retailers, on distributors. A little bit more time. That's the best advice I can give you because right now you're already on the right path. Now you gotta, if you want to get there, that's what you have to focus on. I said, you know what? I was looking for what this conversation was about. I was trying to understand, and you right there just confirmed it because that's been heavy on my heart. I know what I have to do, which is reach out to these people a lot more, and that's what's going to get us there. And you just confirmed it. That's what she told me. At the end of the day, when when you're going through the experience, and S said this before, Will said it last night, but S brought it up before. He's like, man, you should tape your conversations so that we can hear it. Will, last night when we were meeting, he said, man, every time you talk about this, I get goosebumps because it's so real, and I wish I could hear what's being said in these conversations to have these people feel so compelled to want to relate to you on a certain level and open up and say all these things that they don't have to say. They could just easily, like I said, continue to sell you on a product, but no. They say there's something in here that's special and it's brewing right now and it's about to burst. Keep on at it. And that's why I said when I brought up that 156 right now, you got to have the gun to your head. If you only get 30 seconds, that elevator pitch, and you got to sell the whole audience on what you're doing or else you die, what are you going to do? You better write something compelling, and you better make sure it sticks. And it better come from here. And it better not just be all this, because all this is going to get you killed. That's why people are affected. That's what getting back to the basics is about. That's what staying committed, staying in your zone is about. If we do what got us here to an even higher level, what happens? The results happen of us achieving what we spoke into existence. That's what happens. That's the hype we need to get on, gentlemen. I appreciate your guys' time. You guys play such a huge role in what we got going on here. Remember that all day, every day, no matter what. Don't let anything keep you down. Yes, things may be hard. Yes, things may be a challenge. Yes, things may just want to, crush your spirits and crumble you and pound you into the pavement. But at the end of the day, if you get an opportunity to wake up, you get an opportunity to shine. And that's all I want from you is to shine. I love you guys, man. We got a long road ahead of us. Let's stay focused, stay committed, and let's keep on pounding the pavement. We got work to do. We got connections to make. We got networks to be a part of, and all of these things are for our benefits to be able to do what we love to do, which is come together like this, as a family, as brothers. And that's what we want to leave the next generation and future generations. At the end of the day, communication, family, that's the most important thing. Because a lack of communication, no family, where are you? A year ago, before we even set up these hangouts, I can honestly say I didn't even have a strong relationship with some of you guys. Will, Ray, Pizzo. I didn't have that relationship. Yeah, I had it with S and Mick because I spend the majority of my time with them coming up. But look at what's happened. Now we got a stronger relationship, all of us. And it was because this brought us together. The hangouts, the conversations, the meetings. I wouldn't trade any of that. All of this right here, this is what it's about. I love this right here. If we don't have this, we're not as strong. That's why it's necessary we do these things, because if we're what do they say? Together we stand, divided we fall. Together we stand, divided we fall. If we don't come together, we're gonna fall. We're gonna crumble. If we come together and we keep on working at it, what's gonna happen? We're gonna stand, and we're gonna continue to stand, and the army's just gonna continue to get bigger. Lessons learned from the experiences before us. As right now, once again, the army is getting bigger with security. We're on that path right there. We know where we're headed. We just got to put in the footwork to get there. That's what it is, man. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. If anyone else got anything to say, feel free. If not, man, we end it out right here.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up that quote again. I don't know why it's been ringing in my ears for the last since I put it out there, but it said most people are continuity, meaning that they just continue on with life every day. Like, there's nothing else going but just life. Few people become that's kind of, again, where we're at right now. We have this opportunity, but the rarest of people become the possibility, and that's what we're shooting for, fellas. We're shooting for the possibilities of our dreams coming true, the possibility of us growing this army of Ooze Juice, from the ground up, starting with us first, translating to our family, and ultimately to the community and our friends, and that's what it is. And it's been speaking really loud, because just breaking it down like that, man. I mean, we say we want to separate ourselves from the everyday people. We want to separate ourselves. We want to be known as a specific company. Like, we want to be known as game changers, as affecting change in not only in our own families, but everybody we come in contact with. And so, just, man, take that to heart. This, I'm going to say it again without breaking it down, but the quote goes, most people are continuity. Very few people become an opportunity, and the rarest of people become the possibility. And so, man, take it for what it's worth, man. We're at the opportunity stage, and we're looking up to our possibilities. And the only way we're going to get there is, we keep talking about it all the time. Communication, staying together, keeping our thoughts, keeping things positive. Like, we're going to go through these bumps. We know it. We already know there's a lot of things in our, in our path that we have to figure out ways to get over. We have to overcome. We have to fight through, and we understand that. And so, understanding these things, it should lighten the load. It should make it a little easier, because, again, all we can do is control the things that we can control. All those other stuff, like, again, these two stories that Bud just talked about, people being put in our path, that's going to happen. That's what we speak on every day when we close out, and we tell God, man, send us those people. It's happening in everyday life. That's why we have to be on our game. We have to know this product. We have to know what we're doing. We have to know the information that needs to be relayed, so that these people that are being sent our way, they do take grasp of it, and they do start to feel the chills and the realness and the, damn, I better jump on this right now, because they're going to be successful, and that's really what it is. And so, take these little things to heart, man. Again, we're in an opportunity phase, and there's only two places we can go from this phase. We can either go towards that possibility, or we could be just like everybody else in this world and be a continuity, just continue life. that's just what I wanted to share, man. My final thoughts for the day.
To watch. Excuse me. It's in aren't sing with. It's something to sing with.
Wait, after I finish. We're almost done.
No, I'm sing with.
What up?
I'm sing
All right, man, here. All right, guys, man. Thank you guys once again for your time. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Friday. Let me end this thing out in prayer, and then we get on our separate ways.
something to sing with.
Yeah.
Read it.
Father, Lord, I come to you in prayer, and Lord, I thank you for another opportunity to come together on this Wednesday. We all know what's at stake here, Lord. There's no beating around the bush. We know that we're grown here, and we have the power to do some great things if we want to within our everyday lives and ourselves. We know what the responsibilities that we have and that we should be taking care of, and it really just comes down to, do we want to? Do we want it bad enough? Are we challenging ourselves enough to really take on that I am the one mentality? You know, are we really doing that? And we really have to find ourselves, and if this is something that we really want to do. I mean, because at the end of the day, no one's going to do it for us. Nobody's going to care. They're still going to doubt, and they're still going to say, oh, yeah, laugh and point the finger, and, you know, whatever happens with this whole journey, I mean, it really depends on us. And if we don't do our part, if we don't take care of it to grow this thing, it's going to fall. And we definitely don't want that. We're blessed with the opportunity. You give us so much already, but for something of this magnitude, you really took the time to think about it. And like I said before, you could have chose anybody in this world over 7 billion people, and yet you choose these 7 guys that started from Marina, California. Marina, California, that's who you chose. And with that, we accept the challenge. I mean, you know, there's not too much we can say or do, because actions speak louder, and that's what we want to continue on, the path of action, the path of trying to maneuver in this complex non-alcoholic beverage industry, and then just grow at everything that we do and get better. So with that, Lord, I just ask that you continue to be our rock. You continue to lead us to where we need to get to and need to be. You continue to open up these doors of opportunity, and what we need is the finances, the capital that we need to grow this company exponentially, to be able to manufacture larger quantities, to be able to get to these markets that are waiting for us, to be able to do things on a larger scale and turn this thing into one of those major players in the non-alcoholic beverage industry. There's a lot of potential in here, but at the end of the day, the beginning part is the toughest. This is the hardest part right here. And if we're able to weather this storm, like I know we can, we're going to get there. I truly believe that, Lord, because you sent us. So with that being said, Lord, as we go on our separate ways, I ask that you be with us near and afar, and that you continue to just speak to us on a regular basis and give us the strength that we need, and that love, and continue to guide us in everything that we do. We love you, Lord. We give you all the praise, glory, and honor, for you're worthy to be praised. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, fellas.